78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. So Stephen A. Smith of ESPN is currently under fire right now from every direction due to his controversial stance in politics he's been doing lately. You know, Stephen A. Smith has trying to dabble into politics. He has his ESPN deal and he has his YouTube channel, and he's trying to cross over into politics. Why, I don't know, because Stephen A. Smith is not going to be a president. He's not going to win the presidency. He's not going to win nothing, because the moment he runs, they're going to dig into his past and start digging up dirt that he don't want out there. So I don't know why he's even playing this game. But Stephen A. Smith has some controversial issues with Jasmine Crockett, who is a congresswoman from Texas, I believe. And Stephen A. Smith basically, for lack of a better term, called her ratchet and ghetto for the most part. You know what I'm saying? She for the streets and all this type of stuff. You know what I mean? Those were not his words, but I'm paraphrasing as to what he said. And he's been critical of people like Jasmine Crockett who are not willing to work with the president to try to get what's best for their district. And he feels like they're doing a disservice not to try to work with Donald Trump to some capacity, right? Now, Stephen A. Smith has also criticized Michelle Obama recently. I think he criticized Kamala Harris recently. Stephen A. Smith has been doing a lot of criticizing of black women and the Democratic Party. Most people feel like Stephen A. is a grifter. If Kamala Harris had won, he'd be all on Kamala Harris, swinging from her stuff. But since Trump won, he's trying to kiss up to Trump. Now, many people do this. I'm not surprised by Stephen A. Smith's criticism. Now, first of all, I'm not a fan of Jasmine Crockett myself, but I don't hate her or nothing like that. I'm more of a fan of Jasmine Crockett than I am of Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand Stephen A. Smith. I think he's the worst type of brother. And I say brother, just for lack of a better term. He's the worst type. He's a sellout. He throws his own people under the bus. Anything he could do to make himself, he will throw you under the bus to make himself look good in the presence of his master. If listen to Stephen A. Smith, that's how he feels. He will buck dance. He will shine shoes. He will sell out. He will do whatever it takes to make sure he's good and he can sleep at night, okay? And then he will throw you under the bus. That's what he does to his co-workers. That's what he does to everybody. Now, I can't stand people like Stephen A. Smith who come online and pretend like they're independent. Stephen A. Smith wants you to believe he's an independent, and he's not. Stephen A. Smith is a conservative. You know what I'm saying? He's a Republican. He might not be a Trump Republican, because but he could definitely be a Mitt Romney Republican, and I believe that's what he is. I think he's a Republican. He just doesn't like Trump. But as to what he is criticizing Jasmine Crockett on, because I've seen a lot of people. I've seen Willie D. I've seen a lot of people, Plies, a lot of people going at Stephen A. Smith, and rightfully so. I can't stand him. I'm gonna cook Stephen A. Smith any chance I get. However, I do agree on one point. On one point, okay? Because this has not got nothing to do with Jasmine Crockett. This goes back to the Ice Cube situation. I remember when Ice Cube said that, whoever's in the White House, the black community needs to try to, a representative of the black community needs to try to work with that person in the White House to figure out what we could do to better our situation, okay? We can't just say, oh, I don't like him, and then we sit back with our hands, sitting on our hands and let everybody else eat, right? And then we waiting, hoping for some savior to win the next election. You have to be willing, you have to be able to politic, okay? That's what it's called, politics. You have to be able to politic. You have to be able to negotiate and see what you can get for you and your people, regardless of who the king is. You understand? Right? And now this is my problem, because some people disagree with that. Nah, Trump a racist. I ain't working with Trump. Cool. Because Lyndon Johnson was a racist too. Lyndon Johnson was a stone cold racist, and Martin Luther King worked with him. All these presidents have been racist. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is this. If you don't want to work with the sitting president because you don't like him or like his politics, and you don't want to see if you can get something for you and your constituents, if that's not what you want to do, then you got to shut up. I don't want to hear nobody coming on the internet crying, whining about, oh, Trump is this and Trump, look what Trump doing now, or look what he's doing now, or look at this. Okay, well, just shut up. Just shut up, organize, and wait until the next 4 years, and make sure y'all go out and vote. If you're not willing to sit down and negotiate with somebody, sit across the table and negotiate with the sitting president to see what you can get for yourself, try to finesse him, and what you can get for your people, then just be quiet and just wait for 4 years. I don't understand what the crying is about. See what I'm saying? This is the same stuff I said when Obama was president. When Obama was president, all you heard was Republicans crying and whining. Oh, Obama, he's just for the blacks, which he ain't did nothing for black people, but whatever. Oh, he's just for the blacks. Oh, Obama this, Obama that. They did not want to work with Obama at all. They didn't want to negotiate, nothing. So with that being said, they should shut up and wait for the next 4 years. Vote them out of office. You understand? If vote him out of office, then Stephen A. Smith thinks he wants to be the president of the United States. He's trying to kiss up to the Republican Party because they're in power, and he thinks that's gonna help him. But I'm telling you right now, I ain't never sat back and waited on somebody to fail. You know, I'm not a hater like that, but I can't stand Stephen A. Smith, bro. Everything he has done. The stuff he did, everything, I don't even want to get into every little detail. Everything he has done, okay, has been to better himself and put himself in position of power, put himself in position to influence. You understand? Everything he's done. And now he's saying more and more controversial things. Like I said, he went at Michelle Obama, went at Kamala Harris, now he's going to Jasmine Crockett. This is all to appease those other people, right? Because for whatever reason, Stephen A. Smith think he's special. He think they like him. They don't like you, Stephen A. They're just using you like they use all jigs. You know what I'm saying? And Stephen A. Smith is the uncle of all times. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I do agree with the point that you should be trying to, I understand this is not for everybody. Everybody not a leader, and you know, it's easy for, this is why I say, people criticize leaders all the time. Oh, I wouldn't have done this. Of course you ain't, because you ain't never led nothing. Some of y'all ain't even lead your own household. Your woman pay all the bills. Your woman organize this and go to parent-teacher conference. Y'all ain't organizing nothing. All you do is run your mouth on the internet. So of course you're gonna always, somebody sitting on their behind gonna always be able to criticize somebody that's shaking the movement and making tough decisions. However, as a person who's been through a lot of stuff, I'm telling you right now, everything ain't gonna go your way. And if things don't go your way, you have to be able to negotiate. You have to be able to work with the person that's in power, if possible, to see what you can get for your constituents or for your team. When I was locked up, like I say, I give this example all the time. When I was locked up, I had to work with racists. I had to work with rival, what's the proper word for YouTube? Rival situations, you know what I mean? Rival parties. You had to do that. You had to politic to keep the peace. Because if I'm hot-headed and I'm like, oh, no, I don't care. Guess what? I ain't gonna be the one to get poked. It's gonna be my soldiers. It's gonna be somebody else who mind their business, eating their morning cereal, getting poked in the neck because I can't control myself and I don't know how to politic and negotiate. And that's what I'm saying. People sit back and talk and criticize leadership. They criticize who out there in front, but tell them to go in front, they ain't gonna do it. They going out there in front, they ain't gonna wanna do it. Because the moment you go in front and try to lead something, you open yourself up for criticism. Everybody gonna hate on you. Everybody gonna swear you supposed to be Jesus Christ. You supposed to be a miracle worker. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to make everything happen. But that's what it is, man. So at the end of the day, I don't feel that, I do feel that we need to work with whoever's is the president is, you know what I mean? If Martin Luther King could work with Lyndon Johnson, racist behind, and other leaders could work with all these racist presidents we had throughout history, then we can work with Donald Trump. Y'all gotta cut this out, man. Y'all gotta stop sensationalizing stuff. Y'all ain't no better than the Republicans with these lies, talking about acting like Trump is the most racist president of all time. If y'all don't go somewhere and sit down, bro, shut up. Fooling these kids and stuff, making these kids believe this dude the most racist. Now, he a racist, but he ain't more racist than Lyndon Johnson. Yeah, better get out of my face with that mess. All these dudes racist. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to work with all of them if you are serious about black liberation. If you are serious about black liberation, it is your duty, it is your responsibility to talk to and work with whoever you can work with. Otherwise, go and hide under a rock. Be quiet. Stop watching all the politics and crying about everything. You ain't trying to solve it. If your answer to all black folks' problems is voting for a Democrat to get in office, then you a fool. It ain't nothing ever gonna happen. All I've seen in the last 20 years from Democrats is helping the LGBTQ community and teaching kids that it's okay to be Transformers, and teaching them about Jack and James and all kind of stuff. It's okay to let your babies wear dresses. That's all I've been hearing from the Democratic Party. And all you so-called revolutionaries that's huffing and puffing and acting like y'all so soldiers and like y'all some Malcolm X type cats or something, like y'all some Black Panthers. Y'all don't say nothing about what the Democrats are doing when it comes to the zesty community. Y'all letting that stuff happen on purpose. You staying silent about it, and you know you is. So yeah, at the end of the day, later for Stephen A. Smith, he and Mark, and I can't wait till his day. I can't wait till he fall out of favor with Massa, so I can be right here to laugh at him. I could be right here to laugh at him. You know what I mean? Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. This is a tricky subject here. You know what I mean? I don't agree with what Stephen A. Smith said about Jasmine Crockett. He should have just kept his mouth shut about that. You ain't got nothing good to say, just be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Jasmine Crockett. I don't hate her or nothing like that. I'm just not a big fan of her. You know what I'm saying? Her approach. I think she plays into a certain element that the Democratic Party is trying to uplift. A certain element in our community that the Democratic Party is trying to put on the forefront and act like that's who we are. You know, the Cardi B types, the Meg Thee Stallion types, that ain't who I am. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can play that game if you want to, but Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, and Turn Up Time, We Outside, none of that stuff, that don't represent me or my people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I know who I am and I know where I come from. You know what I mean? So I understand what the Democratic Party is trying to push, the agenda they're trying to push. I didn't like it when Kamala Harris was running for president and she was saying little stuff like we outside. I don't like that. You don't got to do that. You can talk to me like a normal person. I'm a human being. I pay taxes. I got a family. I'm a parent. I'm a grandparent. You can talk to me like a normal person. You don't have to dumb your conversation down as if I'm incapable of understanding. You talking to Joe the plumber right next to me. You talking to him in one dialect, and then you see me, and because I'm black, you think you gotta say, ha ha, that one time about dog, we outside. He got dog, we outside. Like we some minstrel show or something. Some black exploitation movie. You mean to tell me you don't know what Chinese spare ribs are, man? Let me show you, man. No, we ain't finna do all that. I'm not finna do all that. And the Democratic Party is notorious for talking to black folks like that, but for some reason, black people think that that's like, oh, they relate to us, man, they cool, or whatever, bro. This is why I'm an independent, man. I can't stand neither one of them, the Democrats or the Republicans. I think both of them racist, and both of them use black folks. But I'm willing to work with whoever is in office, whether it's a Democrat, if I got a Democratic mayor, if I got a Republican mayor, I'm willing to work with whoever I can work with that's gonna help me, my family, and my community. And I think everybody should be like that. 78 Sports TV, salute to the mighty LDBC. Smash that like button, share the video, subscribe to my Patreon, y'all. Patreon.com/78 Sports TV. I'm up out of here, deuces.